The whole football stadium is packed, sold out. Woo! It's coming your way.
How's it going, guys? Dan Barry, Detective Bill Carr. As you can see, I have Jeff Cobb lotioning up for this experience because
This is what you need to do, you know, get nice and oily and
brown.
sexy just for this interview, sit down interview, not touching each other, I would think, right?
this is real nice. So we're just zooming on this just a little. Keep going.
I'm
Daddy,
done.
Daddy did not say stop.
I'm done.
You smell great.
Yeah, that's actually really
By the way, I think I might have to steal a few bottles, maybe break into some rooms and
just steal some blue
steal
lotion.
some lotion, maybe steal some undies, male, female.
I don't think you should talk anymore.
I'm done talking right now, yeah.
Let's find that lady.
So welcome.
Yeah,
This is
that's a good idea.
it's supposed to be an officer and a gentleman, which is actually supposed to be best friends. So let's do the math on this. It's best friends with Chuck and Trent.
Okay.
Trent couldn't make it.
Minus Trent, yeah.
Yeah, Trent couldn't make it.
Okay.
So they go, we're gonna have officer and gentleman, which is me and Chuck, which is
Okay.
the B version of that show. Now, Chuck couldn't make this interview,
Okay.
so it's now Dan and Bill. We don't have a name for the show, so if you think of one during the show, you can tell us.
Come on
Big
for the end
big
of the
rig truckers
Yeah,
on I-95
yeah.
sucking each other's
This is
dicks.
the next episode of Ice Road Truckers. I don't think that's a show, right?
Yeah, it is.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Ice Road Truckers.
All right. Well, it's okay. This is the next episode of Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, Dog the Bounty Hunter, another show no one's heard of.
Yeah.
No, I think that's big in Hawaii too.
Wait. So Ice Road Truckers is big in Hawaii?
No, I've seen it on just
I was gonna say, if there's a show that maybe you guys wouldn't watch,
up north. in Hawaii.
north where sometimes we get a breeze. So you're on the C show. You're on the superstars of highest
Velocity.
Give it superstar.
Yeah,
Velocity.
Velocity. Velocity. When Velocity moved to just WB.com. Like, when that happened, that's what you want.
You know what? I don't even think it's.
You're on the public access indie
Yeah.
wrestling.
No, like a backyard wrestling.
Yeah, like when you'd watch. You ever see back? Did you guys have Hawaiian backyard wrestling? Was that big with you?
Yeah, there was a couple I remember seeing.
'Cause we had I had actually. I'm gonna out somebody right now, real pretty solid. But there was a backyard wrestling company that used to come on public access either before or after Monday Night Raw. See you later.
That corner's been there all weekend.
It's actually true. Backyard wrestling, and I remember watching it, and one of the people that was on the backyard wrestling show that all the people watched was Zack Ryder.
Oh,
Zack Ryder was one of
Wow.
the backyard wrestlers
Wow.
that we
Jesus.
saw. And I remember I met him when he came into training, and I was like, we were like, Brett Matthews? Like, that's what we thought. So I was like, you're that backyard kid who's stupid. I've seen you. Yeah. Did you a backyard wrestler?
I did not. I did a variation of it as a kid with my neighbor. We used to wrestle invisible people, where I had this giant teddy bear that we used to beat him up, and then those, the Ultimate War, the buddies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I used to beat them up all the time. And it was just
I used to
fun.
beat up my little cousin's my size Barbie. Amongst other things.
Big ass Barbie.
I had a thing called a My Pet Monster. Did you guys know My Pet Monster?
Pet Monster. Was
I've
that
heard of
that
it.
crazy
I know.
looking thing with all the different
green
colors?
nose.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had a My Pet Monster and I did trampoline, and so I would wrestle My Pet Monster in trampoline. That was my thing. I had to, because I hurt my brother so many times wrestling him on the trampoline that we were only ever allowed to have two at a time. So I had to pick a stuffed animal to perform my wrestling finishers to.
But how many times did you hurt him down?
Probably a lot. If you ever watched the way he bumped, it was like one arm behind his back, and I definitely caused some serious damage and pulled some ligaments.
Who taught you how to bump? Damn right.
Did right by throwing me. What was your stuffed animal finishing maneuver? What'd you?
I didn't really have one. When I wrestled in my room, which I went through a lot of box springs.
Yeah, I think we all did. Well, you especially because you're a big fat fuck.
No, I never wrestled. I think I have a lot of bucks. But actually, no. I didn't go through a lot of box springs. I think just kept the broken one that I had.
It's like a little, you know, like it's like a little slope. You know,
Like
like,
you sleep on one side. Like,
just,
Yeah.
as you start on one end, you just roll over to the other side.
So
what-
yeah,
what
I
were-
remember my box spring. There was a big rip, like right underneath where the side of the bed I slept on, and that's where I would hide my boogers. I would pick my nose at night and smear boogers in the hole. And I remember when we were throwing that bed away, and my dad looked at it. He's like,
What are these stalagmites in your box?
"Yeah." There's a lot of weird things my dad has found that I've left accidentally. Like there was one time, and I might have been like, I don't know, 20, but I was, maybe 20, maybe 17, 18. I was still living at home in my parents' house.
Where do you live now?
I live with my parents.
Okay, so it was the other day they found.
This was the other day. There was a. No, this was Christmas, so yes, the other day. I didn't feel like going to the bathroom upstairs and ruining the surprise of seeing presents underneath the Christmas tree. So I emptied out a bottle of Gatorade that I had next to my bed and pissed in it and just threw it in the empty dresser. I think 2 years later, my dad found it. That was. He was pretty upset with me.
We're upset with you right now.
I can tell. I wish I'd never told you that story.
Yeah, to feel that story, you were like, there are definitely still cameras on.
Yeah.
All right, so piss bottles aside, what was in your bedroom finisher?
pretty much just a splash from the windowsill to the bed.
Be a little high flyer.
Yeah, I was a tiny young youth.
Did you hide any bodily
I did
fluids in
not.
your room?
I did not.
Okay. So that's
You like a normal person?
I was I put like baby powder on my face. And I was a great Buddha, and I wasted a lot of powder as a kid.
So you were a big Muda fan in Hawaii?
I just remember because I remember seeing him on TV one time. I was like, what the heck is
WCW
that?
or just you guys got?
I think it was like no, I think it was WCW at the time.
I know he had like a run there for a little bit.
Yeah,
He did.
I don't know. It was a long time ago. But yeah, I remember seeing him, and I was like, holy crap! Just put white powder on my face. Good to go.
Who was your like coming up wrestler? Who was like the guy you were like?
No, as a kid, definitely Hogan and Warrior. More so Hogan because he was super. It's everybody's. Oh my gosh, as a kid, So
Awesome.
it was definitely Hogan. I bought those vitamins.
Yeah. So
If I had time, I want to go to that store.
Orange
see if
flavored
they have
sugar.
those. See if they have those.
I'm sure they
vitamins
do.
over there.
I've tried twice to go there, but they were always closed down because he was signing autographs inside. Somebody was banging on the window today.
Yeah, we were driving by the Hogan shop, and they were like, as we were driving by, there was just a dude just slamming on the window. Okay, but he was like an adult, like it's like a dude. Somebody's father was banging on the window. Let me in, Hulkamania.
Did you have his workout set?
I did not. I was like,
I think I still had his workout set.
I didn't have that, unfortunately.
I can tell.
Still in the box. Still.
It's a collector's item.
Yeah,
Now it's a
It
collector's
was
item.
originally not supposed to be. Did you you were a big wrestling fan?
Yep.
Came up, and then did you do what I assume everyone who started amateur wrestling did? Went in assuming that you would learn professional wrestling?
I actually did. But I didn't start amateur wrestling until I was a freshman in high school. And then I didn't know any better. I just saw a sign that said wrestling. I said I needed a physical and wrestling shoes. So I got a physical, got wrestling shoes, and I remember that was like the worst physical ever because that's when I used to.
Oh yeah, the cough.
Yeah.
Cup and cough. And
Yeah, and I
like
was
back then,
13.
yeah, every kid at that age is petrified of someone
Yeah.
else touching their
Oh,
wiener.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember I was they told me to pull my underwear down, and I just like pulled it down a little bit and stopped. And like, no, you got to keep going. I don't want to show you my wiener. I don't want to do that.
See, they just went in. I didn't even get the
Yeah.
pull down and present. I just got the turn your head, and they just went in.
Oh, no, yeah, I pulled everything down. I was like.
He kissed you too, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of blocked that stuff out.
No, you can't block that out.
Yeah. I
That's
was
the
like-
good stuff.
I was like, what are you checking for grapefruit? Like,
Yeah.
checking if the root it's right? But yeah, it was just, he was doing that. I was
They ever stick a Q-tip in your pee hole, test for STDs?
Not at 13, I feel.
Really?
Not
I mean,
13.
I like. Do you remember like the moment? Because like I remember my doctor like going in to do the test, and then he's like looking away. So it's kind of like he's, you know, like you drop a remote behind a couch.
No, he was straight up like, ooh, what is this? Like it's like you never seen one before.
What in the hell am I looking at?
But yeah, I mean, horrible, very traumatic experience as a kid. But I mean, wanted to be a wrestler.
It's your deal.
Yeah. Come to find out, it wasn't the right wrestling.
Were you a natural, or were you one of those people that accidentally one day figured out that you could do it?
Amateur wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because pro, you're still hot garbage. I'm wondering about guy who's everywhere and I barely wrestle.
no, I was. I mean, that was the only thing I was really good at because I played basketball. That was like the first sport I actually played. Then I realized I was short and I wasn't going anywhere.
That's always a harsh realization.
But yeah, so I played basketball like first sport all through middle school. Not on a team, just like pick up games during lunch and whatnot. And then I got to high school and I was like, I'll do wrestling. Just gotta get WWE or WWF at the time.
Yeah.
And come again, it's amateur wrestling. I was like, well, crap. I paid for the shoes. I was like, whole month's allowance. So
that's the.
I'm gonna stick with wrestling. And yeah.
I spent $40. Like, there's no way I'm not
It
doing
was
this.
like $70.
Oh yeah, you're Hawaiian, so that's like they charge for everything.
So, oh wow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's expensive.
$6 for a gallon of milk, man.
$6 for a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
He's
You
more
can
mad
get the
about
hell
that.
out.
Yeah.
You can get the hell out.
$6
$6 for a
I
gallon
just
of
don't
milk.
drink milk alone.
I just had some real good chocolate milk a while ago, by the way. Just figured I'd throw that out
At the
there.
wow, man.
The wah wah.
It's a wonderful.
Is wrestling big in Hawaii? I feel like it isn't.
Well, okay, so I started wrestling in high school in Guam.
All right, wait,
What?
swerve.
Yeah. No, so I was born and raised in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and then I lived there till about not sixth grade, I think, sixth grade, and then I moved to Guam because my mom's side's from Guam.
Okay. Was there like a reason? Like, is there a prior reason?
No, it was just well, we came upon a lot of financial hardships. Like we lost our house and.
Well, I mean, $6 for a goddamn gallon of milk. Understandable.
Yeah, it's not one of those. This is not one of those DVDs where I'm gonna start crying and stuff. But no, yeah, there's
I'll
just
cry if you want.
okay. No, it was just a lot of bad reasons, and then we went there because my grandmother opened her house to us, and we moved there, it was for the best. So.
Is it Guam? Is that American?
It's like like Puerto Rico and American Samoa.
Yeah. Cool. I saw fucking somebody from Guam because that used to be like, for the record, like when you're from New York, it's like somebody goes like, oh, they live in town that's like 4 times over. Like, oh, it's like Guam. Like we always related things being real far away, being like, that's Guam. Am I wrong? Like
No, you're not wrong at all.
so then we started going like, oh shit, yeah, that's a place. Like it's not even like I'm
it's
just coming.
very far, very small too. So.
I just thought that you liked little islands. You're like, you know what, I don't want to be an archipelago. I want to be in a solitary island.
That's pretty much all I've been around. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's awesome because it's like, you know, I live on Long Island, which is like one of the worst islands in the world. Like,
and he's thrown under the bus, guys.
yeah, no, it's like Long Island. Like, just the people are the worst people.
No.
Like,
Awful.
Holy hell.
Awful people. Not as bad as Staten Island, though. Staten Island's full of weirdos.
there's been a lot of references to Staten Island and a specific wrestler who I feel like you might have heard about in the course of this weekend.
Oh yes, I have. Yes.
So Bill has found ways to shoehorn the story into everything we talk about.
Okay.
Because he hates him now, and it's
I didn't really like him beforehand either.
fair enough.
So you're not just jumping on the bandwagon.
No. He hates most people. To be
Okay,
fair.
cool.
He put the person in question fell into the category super happy white guy, which is when you meet you guys like, hey, what's going on? Hey, yeah, like let's do this. Like this is gonna be awesome. And you're like, oh, I hate you. I hate you. Don't. Isn't anything bad ever happen to you? Like you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
It's like somebody who needs cynicism. There needs to be some little cynicism in life. And like the person's like, yeah, that's awesome. Let's do this. You're like, oh my god.
God, I just hope somebody busts down your door one of these days.
Yeah, I want somebody to steal your shoes. That's what I want.
Or your computer.
Yeah.
Piss.
Brought to you by Red Bull.
Oh, holy hell.
So you moved to Guam. You
Yes.
moved to Guam. You're on the wrestling team. You're not a natural. You are a natural. Where do we leave off?
Kind of natural, I
Yeah.
guess. Like I said, that was the only thing I was really good at. I just like picked up moves pretty easily and whatnot.
That's cool.
I wish I was good. I have been wrestling since the 3rd grade. I didn't get decent until senior year in high school. I was a little too late, to start taking it taking it seriously and pursuing it afterwards.
I did a little bit in high school, and then I remember, like when I graduated high school, I was like 130 pounds, just to put that in perspective. And I remember they were like, "We need you to lose weight." But you see me now, like I'm kind of like I'm thicker, I'm fat a little bit. But like if I'm 205-ish right now. You shave 75 pounds off me, I look disgusting. Like I'm dying. He's like, we need you to drop like
Sarah
7.
McLachlan
Yeah,
came to talk to
yeah. I'm showering.
For $3 a day.
You could just give this kid something. $3 that you can give him half a gallon of milk in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can come in whoever's coming in. We heard the door open. It's all good.
Delivered, man.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Mountain Dew. When you so let me ask you a question because this is something I feel like it was uniformly where I went to a high school called Mepham High School. Mepham High School thinks something called the Spring Gardner Tournament, which is like a huge wrestling tournament where I am. It's like the biggest. So our wrestling camps, our school was like very like we are wrestling. Amateur wrestling is like the most important thing in my high school, and I remember being taught something called the Jersey fish hook. And it's something that nobody else talks about. Maybe you have a different term for it, but you're getting pinned, and when you're getting pinned, you put a finger in the butthole and pull down so they get off of you.
Okay. We don't have that. They have the I've never heard of that before.
Okay,
I've heard.
so I don't really.
There's a variation of it that I've heard about checking the oil.
Okay, yeah.
But
Similar.
that's like when someone shoots it on you and you just reach over, you just bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Five
But I've never
two.
heard of the Jersey.
Yeah, we called the Jersey fish hook, and it was because it was like if you're ever getting pinned and it's like a really like important match, it's just hook in, they'll tighten up, and you'll be able to sneak yourself out and get what you have to do.
Well, you better tighten up.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like somebody getting that done to them is immediately like, oh, jeez. Like,
Well,
Or some people.
what if,
Yeah, I know,
what
yeah.
if they didn't do that? What if they didn't act like that?
I'd have
Anything?
a date for prom.
Then you would have lost.
Well, yeah, but I mean, at that point, you gave it all. You gave it your
You
all.
gave it your
Somehow
all,
you would have
and you
phone
knew.
number stuck in your singlet and everything.
Yeah, like just
Oh, yeah.
like you just do it, and the guy turns and gives you a hickey. You're like, well, I don't know what's going on.
Thank you for this.
We've been dating for weeks. That's how me and Bill met, actually.
Yeah.
It was somehow in my weight class, and he's just.
State finals.
Yeah.
State finals number 2.
So high school, you were in Guam.
Yep.
Did you move back to Hawaii or?
Okay, so I graduated. Okay, I'm gonna date myself here.
No, I mean, I'm older than you.
Okay, well I'm just gonna date. I graduated high school in 2000, and then we moved.
Nope, you were older than me. That was wrong.
We moved back to Hawaii for a little bit. My little brother was getting surgery through Shriners Hospital.
Okay.
So we moved back to Hawaii. So the whole family went for support. We were there for about a year, and then that's when I decided I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this pro wrestling thing.
Nice.
So I looked around because I remember as a kid I used to watch there used to be wrestling on public access or whatever public stations. So I found it. I was like, oh cool. So they had I believe 2 or 3 promotions were at the time. One obviously a bigger one because it had better graphics and whatnot.
Yeah.
One was like and then one was like really bad.
Yeah.
So I gave the one with the nice graphics a call, and I mean, if you're a wrestling guy, you might know the name Lars Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was the guy that was running the big one.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him a call and I left a message and he called me back, and then I ended up no phone jack, just he called me back, I answered, and he's like, all right kid, well you need $3,000 and a way to get to the other side of the island, which if you live on an island, it's holy shit, that's far.
Yeah.
But when I go back, I'm like, oh, that's 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
But as a kid, right out of high school, no car, no nothing, I was like, how am I gonna get to this side of the island?
Mm-hmm.
let alone how am I gonna get $3,000?
Yeah,
You know, like, right out of high school, I can't just go start banging groceries or whatever. But yeah, so I just put that away. I was like, nah, I can't do it. And then after a year, we moved back to Guam, and I started wrestling like freestyle.
Yeah.
Like trying to do international tournaments and whatnot, and then just took off from there.
So you were incredibly successful amateur wrestler, correct?
In my later years, yeah, but like high school, I was like, yeah, it was okay. I won like the Guam's version of states like
Okay.
2 times, so
So-
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And then I just started wrestling them like for freestyle and stuff. I won a couple like regional tournaments for freestyle, and yeah.
And then you went on. You went to the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I went to the Olympics too. So
Well, time out. Time the fuck out.
Wait,
Homeboy went to the Olympics and said, well, I won some regional titles. Like, no one gives a fuck about your regional
I was
titles.
going chronologically, man.
No, just go right to it.
Okay.
I don't want to hear the bullshit in between. Just go right there.
You won these regional tournaments,
Yeah.
and then from there, you got like a tryout for the Olympic team. Right?
Yeah, because we had like you have a tournament to go to represent Guam, and then you have a tournament to represent the area, and then you just go to like the World Championships.
So like the Miss Universe pageant.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's why the Olympics are essentially the Miss Universe
Yeah,
pageant.
without the makeup.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I mean, it was pretty cool. It was like I remember the first Olympic trial thing I ever did, or Olympic trial tournament I ever did, was the World Championships, and it was in 2003 in New York. So we wrestled in Madison Square Garden. That was awesome.
So your current goal in life is to, I assume, wrestle at like a Madison
Yes.
Square Garden. You've already been there. You already been there.
Amateur wrestled there.
Doesn't
not
matter.
pro wrestling.
But no, but you know what you can say to people.
You
Okay.
did
I wrestled
wrestle
in the garden.
Okay, yeah. that
You
was-
could like that's like the humble brags that like people do. Like we say we wrestled at City Field, which is like the Mets baseball stadium. We wrestled at City Field. People are like, oh, it's amazing. They don't know that like wasn't like
700
WrestleMania.
people there.
Yeah, it wasn't like
in a 35,000 seat stadium.
it was a cool experience. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, you get to say like
Okay, I'll say it. For
Yeah.
you. So I wrestled in Madison Square
Holy
Garden.
shit.
It's, pretty
Sweet
cool.
sassy
It's
molasses.
really
Look at
cool.
you.
Yeah. So
That's
Hell yeah.
awesome, man.
then went to Olympics.
And describe the Olympic experience. Where were your Olympics?
It was in Athens, Greece.
Nice. Oh, so you went to the birthplace of wrestling when you were wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, so hold on. So you've had a charmed life for some of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just wanna make sure.
So it was in Athens, Greece, 2004. The Olympic Village was pretty much like on a giant, pretty much like a giant NASCAR track, I guess, like a giant U.
Yeah.
So pretty much like they built these special apartments, kind of like a hotel, like pretty much like what the Wyndham is.
Yeah.
Oh, can we say that? Like, we're not gonna
Yeah,
say
no one
that.
cares.
Oh yeah, like the Wyndham, like there's like 9 and 10 and 11, and but obviously there's more.
What room were you
A
in?
lot bigger. I don't remember. They go by country letters.
Oh, okay.
Like
Roman numerals.
yeah, but like because Guam only had like 4 athletes, and so we were kind of like pretty close to everybody else. Like I don't know who was in our buildings. I didn't really care, but there was like I know we were in the top half of this giant U, and like China was up there. For some reason Spain was always around. I don't know. It's weird, but basketball guys I always recognize because I like basketball.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So like China was up there up north, but yeah, it's like the Olympics is a weird collection of, like it's like a circus.
I've heard that the Olympic Village. This is from somebody else I know who went. Is essentially a sexual free for all.
It's true.
That's awesome.
It's true.
Oh, top physical condition.
Wait, but not for wrestlers from Guam. So
Yeah.
because
That's a shame.
okay, so like I've heard this prior to going, so I was very very curious about.
You had
that.
a duffel bag full of condoms.
No, wait. So, so there's little medical stations like in the northern side, kind of where,
Yeah.
pretty close where I was. So, like it was right next to the main dining hall, the main dining hall. So I used to always go there, like just to kind of walk through, because, again, I heard these rumors, and at the same time, I also wanted to see if they had different color condoms, so I can collect them and have all the different colors in the rings. It's stupid. I'm a collector. I'm a collector. Okay.
I have pictured you like in your current home. You have a framed 5 condom ring.
Alright, so I used to go in the mornings, in the afternoon. Alright, so I used to go in the mornings because I have to go after breakfast, and then I would go after lunch, and then I'd always walk by just to kind of see. Unfortunately, I don't remember. I lost like a bunch of, I lost them. So, but I would go in the morning, and they would be full. Like it would be, I don't even like kind of like this.
Yeah.
Essentially, but not this small. Yeah. So not this small, but like it was just like if it was straight, but a little bit longer.
Yeah. Full of condoms.
Full of condoms.
So for those of you who have never had sex, just picture this full of condoms.
Which I assume is a decent amount of people that are going to be watching
Yeah.
the DVD.
So I would go in breakfast, kind of like sort through, pick up the colors. They would never have all of them in one shot. Go to lunch, then I'd go have my morning training or whatever. Go to eat lunch. Come back in the afternoon, and it'd be like more than like probably less than a third left. I'm like,
busy morning.
what the hell? And then it was totally gone by the afternoon. So yeah, it was usually like this, like on a. I mean, I didn't go every single day, but like it went a lot, and it was always like do.
So your room was right next to that medical center. So
No,
right
it's
by
pretty close. Like
so you would watch people go and pick. You were
No, I
having
wouldn't
sex,
watch it.
but like all these people walk past you to pick up condoms, and you're just like, I want to be part of this party.
no, I was just walking around kicking a rock, like I want to be invited. Somebody want to sleep with me.
That's me in real life. Like that's me like now.
Yeah.
I'm just watching people go to 7-Eleven and get condoms. And
But,
I'm
I mean, but realistically, like everybody's like, oh hey, just like wrestling. Number one, you're a wrestler, which doesn't hold much validity.
Precisely.
More so, basketball players will get like the
To
popular
this day,
sports,
yeah.
the popular sports. Like yeah, so like nobody wants a wrestler, especially a wrestler from Guam. Yeah.
So no like fencers or anything were really getting it in.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think it might have been. Fencers
I didn't go around asking for a tally. I was just,
You
I
could
should
have.
have.
You'd be able to write a book about that and sell
Yeah.
it immediately.
I should have. Dang.
So you're in the
Next time.
you're in the Olympics, not having sex.
Yep.
What's the like you describe your like sort of what happened to you throughout? I know that you were in there. I know I tried to convince a bartender once that you had a bronze medal because I was trying to get free drinks. That's a whole other story.
Chicago. I remember that.
We were in Chicago. We'll go back to the Olympics, but we were in Chicago. We're sitting there, and the bartender at the bar like loved him. Like loved him for well, not like for some reason there's them being like ooh, Chip Cup. I mean like he walked in the room. She's like, oh, look at you, Guam boy. And
First time that's ever happened, by the way, with the exception of my current female.
The love of his life
Yes.
now. We're just nothing happened. Let's specify that immediately. I'm not causing any drama, but the woman was very into him. So what I was trying to do was use him to leverage free beverages for us. So I went.
As you should have.
As I should have. So I said you were. So we were having a conversation, and I would feign it as if we were just talking, and she would happen to be there. So you're the girl.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, you were in the Olympics, right? And you just started talking. And then I'm like, wait, you didn't win gold, but you won the bronze, correct? And he totally was like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck did you say? We're gonna get free drinks. But he's such like a good dude. No, you're such a good dude. No, I'm a monster. Like don't use me as your bro. I was like this. I was just trying to get Jameson. That's all I really wanted was Jameson.
I bought you a drink.
No, you did.
I bought you your first drink.
You bought me my first drink. It was very nice. Yeah, no one really buys me drinks. I always have to buy you drinks, actually. I think.
I always buy you drinks.
That's not even remotely true.
I try to buy you drinks.
Not even remotely true.
Only if it's beer.
You bought me food.
I did.
No, he buys me beer knowing that I don't drink beer, so he drinks my beer. That's this.
Just to make me feel better about
So there's an
myself.
aspect
Like, okay, well.
Yeah.
I'll buy you drinks.
Yeah, no, you. It's on.
Well, if you're not gonna drink it, I guess I'm gonna have to.
Oops. Okay, so back to the Olympics. How many matches did you have?
I had 2 matches.
Okay. And describe, you won one, lost one?
I lost both.
Okay, no, it's fine. Guys, he's in the Olympics. This is not, you don't have to feel bad about this.
Okay.
Like, I barely made it out of high school. Like, let's acknowledge this.
Okay, because that's usually the general consensus from people when they say, "Oh, you went to the Olympics? Oh, what place did you get?" I mean, I always sound like, "Well, 19th," but then they're always like, "Oh."
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Like that's like 99% of the reaction I get, like that stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. So
you can. If I never found out, like maybe it's because I guess like if you have like an athletic background, you kind of go like, because. Okay, so like I would say I was pretty good at soccer. I played soccer my entire life. I then played a little bit in college, and then after college, Division like 3 school, I played a little bit in college, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Division 2 was so much better than me at soccer. I can only imagine that an Olympian would just hilariously embarrass me.
It was horrible. Like, I got my ass whipped. I'll be honest with you. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but you're like to me, it's like you're an Olympian. Like that's like such a cool thing because like 1, you represented the country. 2, you were in the top of the top of the top. You know what I mean? You watch people get condoms. It's like that's such a cool experience. Like the minute I heard that about you, I'm like, this guy's the fucking coolest man alive. Like I have no, like I think I've been nothing but ever been like, oh my god, I love you. Like every time I met you, but like that's one of the coolest. Like that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
There's a couple more cool stories from the Olympics, but
So go on. What now?
they had a McDonald's there, which is weird because like this is supposed to be a gathering of the best athletes in the world, yet there's McDonald's.
I'm picturing it in like one of those like old dilapidated like
No, it
shrines.
was like it was
just
straight.
golden arches on top of.
No, it was just straight. Like you would go to McDonald's down here. Like you'd walk into the main cafeteria, the first thing you see was the McDonald's on the right, and then it just opens up into like chairs and whatnot. Tables.
So when you guys judge me for eating at McDonald's, what you know Olympians do it too.
Yeah, and it was free. Everything was free.
Really?
Yeah.
You would have died.
I would have died.
But I couldn't do that because I had to make weight.
Yeah,
And
he had to
wrestling was at the end of the game, which
Yeah,
is
see, but
horrible.
I have no willpower at all. So even if I was in the Olympics and I had to cut weight and I saw all these free, delicious restaurants and all this delicious food, I would have blew my
I used
shit.
to because they used to give us like I don't know if you call them handlers or like they would assign like actual Greek people to
They're volunteers. Yeah,
country, yeah.
They had it in Atlanta when they was here. And
Okay,
one of my
yeah.
friends did it. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like so like they would always like take us around like explain to us like to learn certain phrases, ask for something or can I have something kind of thing. It was really cool. And then like the group that got assigned to us, there's about 4 or 5 of them. So like one day I went to McDonald's and I ordered 9 double cheeseburgers, 9 fries, 9 apple pies.
After your second loss, is that when it happened?
Probably.
That's what I would.
No, it wasn't for me. No, it
I would have
wasn't
been
for
in my
me.
singlet just shoveling food in my mouth.
Well, it wasn't for me. I got it for them.
Oh, okay.
And so I just gave it to them. So I was like, and all I had to do, like, all you have to do is just sign a book, like an autograph book. Like, all right, cool.
That's
This
awesome.
would cost me like $30 in America, but
Easily.
yeah,
And 120 in Hawaii.
Yeah.
plus tax.
Plus tax, which is on even more.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that was the cool part. Like the food thing was that's my one really cool story about it. The other one was about Yao Ming's ass, but we'll save that. For
Go
part two.
on. No, that's on part
Okay.
one. That's
So
immediately.
again, and on the north and the south end, there's always a community area for like they had games, like internet cafe kind of thing, and then you would also drop your laundry off. So they give you these little mesh bags you can throw your laundry in, drop it off, you come pick it up the next day. So one day I went in, dropped my laundry off. I wasn't even paying attention. I was talking to my coach who was behind me. My coach who was like 6'3", so I was talking to him, blah blah blah. And I turn around and there's an ass in my face. There's an ass in my face. All of a sudden, it's just like the movies, ass, and then it's just like giant man get up. Like holy shit, Yao Ming. Yao Ming's ass was in my face, and I'm a good 6'1". Well, I'm not sure. Okay, 5'9".
Yeah, you're my height. I'm like looking at a good system. I was really like, I am. Like, it's with the same.
No, but yeah. So his ass was about the height of 5'10".
Was his bare ass in your face?
No. Like
Oh,
because he was
I
bending
pictured
over.
naked
Oh,
man.
okay.
No,
Yeah,
so
I
he
was
was
picturing
going in
Yao
his
Ming all the
bags,
time.
like he was bending over, going in his like
Okay.
doing something in his bags. His ass was in my face.
Oh, okay.
The most funniest thing, and I didn't have a phone at the time, but I wish I could have seen that. Well, I mean, it was in the internet cafe. It was just regular plastic chairs.
Mm-hmm.
If I could have snapped a picture of Yao Ming in there, just
Typing a little.
knees up here, so he has a little rest. And
I did imagine in my story in your head is when you like turn and realize his butt was in your face. It's like, Just like your hair moves slightly.
No, I imagine doing the jersey. I did before I even knew what it was.
Get him down to your level.
Yeah, but yeah, that was my stories.
That's
I got a
awesome,
couple more I can't remember.
That's all right. If you get back to them and they're all fucking weird, we'll talk about
Hell
them.
yeah,
Here's
let's
some
do
more.
it.
So you leave the Olympics.
Yep.
A shame to your country. No, I'm just kidding. You leave the Olympics. Sad. You leave the. I lost a game of intramural soccer, and I was like the saddest person alive.
I lost Stratego once, and that was pretty sad.
No, but so you leave, you come back, and now you're like, well, now I gotta choose my pro wrestling dream.
Well, no,
Okay.
because at the time,
What do you do?
the Olympics were in 2004. 2003, I left to go to college,
Where?
Missouri Valley College.
So you left the islands
Yep.
to go to the middle of fucking nowhere.
Right. Now this also plays into my like I'm a firm believer of like little signs and whatnot. So like, you know, like so when I went to this college, one of my buddies went there a year prior,
Mm-hmm.
and then he came back for Christmas break, and he was like, "What are you doing? Like, you want to come wrestle?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like the coach will give you money for like he'll pay like, I mean it was an NAI school, but they were offering the scholarship, so like, yeah, sure, why not? Free money.
Yeah.
Free money, free education. I get keep in shape and whatnot. I thought it was a way to like maybe find wrestling out there. Lo and behold, Missouri in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you're not
So,
getting much wrestling.
But
Missouri.
Harley Races camp was actually 2 hours away, or Harley Racing school was in LA.
But you're still in that like I'm now in college. I still don't have money.
Right,
I don't have
right.
a car. Like it's
Right.
not like
So 2003, my freshman year was when I started because I never had internet before. Then we had internet there, so I was like, oh cool, what's this wrestling online stuff? So I started reading like dirt sheets or whatever. Then I started reading like who WWE just signed and all that kind of stuff. Oh cool. Like one name that like I kept reading about
Bobby
they had
Dutch.
Bobby Lashley. They
No,
had
Bobby
good
Dutch.
reviews. they had good reviews on it. I was like, oh cool. And then I think this was, and then 2004, and came around. I didn't really put two and two together. And then he debuted on SmackDown, and he's doing like against like Simon Dean and then Finley and stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. And then I, then went back to the wrestling room and I was looking on the wall. I was like, the same Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley.
it's weird. Those two gentlemen who look exactly alike.
And then I looked at it as a sign. I was like, I have to do pro wrestling because I went to the same college as Bobby Lashley. And I didn't even know. And so yeah, then I was looking around. There was a group or a club, I guess, called the VWA. It was the Valley Wrestling Association. There's a group of guys that a lot of them were theater kids. A couple of them were former wrestlers who couldn't. I mean, I don't want to say couldn't hack it anymore, but they just stopped wrestling.
Yeah. So they couldn't hack it anymore.
Yeah.
You said it, not me.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, so-
they don't know
They
me.
were
Yeah, so
Eat shit, Valley Wrestling Association.
they put on shows 3 times a year, free of charge, on the side of our dorms. And because they were theater people, they made a giant ass entranceway out of wood, and I thought it was pretty cool.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
But the ring was it was just 2 poles or 4 poles made in a square, pounded into the ground, string, and then they would wrestle on the grass. They couldn't afford it. We didn't go ring.
No, bro, that was the majority of my wrestling career.
Yeah, so I was like, this is wonderful. How do I get into? I watched one show. I was like, how do I get into this? So they brought me into the wrestling room at night about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and they would teach me like regular back bumps, or what they thought was regular back bumps. Because one of them,
in hindsight, you're like, ooh.
yeah, because one of them actually went to train with Harley Race, and he wrestled for them for a little bit, and then I don't know what happened. Like I think he won their tag team championships. I followed it on, kept up with it.
Yeah.
But so they did that, and I was gonna like, dude, I'm doing it. So they had the first show I ever did with them was a tournament to crown a new champion, and I was like, heck yeah, I'm in. And then my coach was like, hey, if you do that shit, I'm pulling your scholarship. I'm like,
Jesus.
oh, thank goodness. Well, because we were still in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're on the ground.
You
so.
could injure yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just did this. My one and only appearance with them. I debuted, and I said they made me wrestle a skinny guy with a mohawk, and I said I'm not wrestling this guy. You brought me in for like to be the champ or whatever, and then then I just pushed the commissioner and I was carted away.
I honest to God pictured Montaza just coming in there and just suplexing theater kids. That's all I did. In my head, I imagined you just shooting, throwing these little skinny kids wearing all black over the top, bro.
I
Well, you
wish.
should have done that.
I wish.
In hindsight, just carrying dudes.
Yeah. Looking back, I should have just
Yeah.
shot on them. You bitches, give me that belt.
Yeah, I'm the champion
Yeah,
of
but-
this
Now,
fake
what
wrestling.
kind of belt did they have?
It was. I don't even remember.
Was it like a real belt? Or
No.
one of
Those
those
things that you
card
pay
Oh no!
belts?
You know what? It was a WCW belt.
Okay.
Those
Oh.
old,
The flare belt.
Yeah, the big gold emblem.
I
A
think
lot
that
of
was-
wrestling companies to this day still use that
That's
belt
true.
as their
That
championship.
is true. But only the top backyard promotions use that.
That's true. I had a weight belt that somebody put gold cardboard on.
There you
So
go.
that's weird.
I won the WCW championship in a backyard promotion.
Congratulations. Hey, congratulations, my friend.
It was probably the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life.
Good move.
Even now.
Yeah. So I took it as a sign, man. I was like, I have to do this now.
You're gonna be.
And I'm gonna be a pro wrestler.
So you come back from the Olympics.
Yep.
You go back to Hawaii. Or
No,
you go
back to
Guam?
Missouri.
Oh, Missouri.
Yeah.
So you went back.
So
to,
back to
oh,
college.
that's right. Because you were in college. You went to the Olympics. You came back a
Yeah.
hero to the Missouri college. You
Yeah.
have to. But fuck, you're gonna downplay it, but like anybody's like.
I think I like there was a lot of buzz about that by this at that time too. I was like, because I was training so hard for that, like I just got burnt out and like,
Yeah.
everything just wasn't clicking anymore. Like I was shitty because I was done. I was like, fuck, this is. So I ended up doing really shitty that year. I ended up quitting.
Wow.
Yeah, like my sophomore year, I didn't even wrestle, and then I didn't even wrestle. The next year, I didn't even wrestle as well. So like a year and a half, I didn't wrestle. So, yeah, sorry, coach.
But so did you drop out? Or did you end up?
No, I just didn't wrestle.
Okay.
But I still, and thankfully, my coach, she didn't pull my scholarship because I wouldn't have been able to afford college.
How were your grades?
It was not bad, yeah.
What's your degree in?
I have a kinesiology degree and a sports management degree
Okay.
that I don't use because I wrestle.
It's okay. I have a degree in television production, and I don't do anything.
You're
But-
using it.
Yeah, I would be behind the camera though, and I'd be stressing out. And
Yeah, but you're just
texting
yelling
people.
at whoever's at behind the camera when we're not rolling.
I got kicked out of
Is that
college with 6 credits left to graduate.
So I'll tell his story real quick.
6 credits. That's 2 classes. Isn't it?
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not allowed to go back. I tried.
He basically, so he went to college an hour away from where I went to college, which we were kind of cool. We liked to see each other, and he got signed while in college and decided that he would wait until his contract came up. He was going to drink, party, and be an asshole.
Well, obviously, there's going to be a millionaire.
He legitimately, that's it. I'm rich.
My life, this is it. I'm done. I'm done. Fuck school.
So he was this close to graduating with a degree. He's like, well, no, I don't gotta do that. He just-
Yeah, and it was like right in the beginning of the semester too. And like I said, I had 2 classes.
And then they tell you like, oh, you can wait. Like once you're done with college, you can come. Or
What, WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, once you graduate, like your contract's still here. I was
And he's like, no,
"Fuck
now.
that."
And he's like, yeah. Think about that right now.
So that semester, I left with a .46 GPA.
Damn.
Yeah.
You got at least a 2.0 for showing up.
Yes.
That's the problem.
You have to try to get a .46. I don't even know how I got
I mean,
there.
come on, I got a 90 on a adult abnormal 300 level psychology class.
I
Drunk.
don't even think I ever got to the 300 level any classes.
My first year in college, I was a big pothead / drinker. and my first set of classes, I had an English class. It was like English 101, whatever it was, and I stopped coming midway through the year, and I got a B plus. The guy just didn't care. I literally was like, well, I failed out of this semester, and I was like, B plus. I was like blown away because it was one of those mandatory bullshit classes, and I think he. Like, I also went to school, like, 9/11 happened when I was in college.
Way to go, Dan.
Jesus Christ. So 9/11 happened, and the teacher was a guy named Dmitry Yornov, who is no longer with us, I don't believe. And he what he used to do is, like, say things to get you to, like, inspire you to try and talk, because he was trying to get people to, like, act like college students, essentially. So he'd say things like, there's no such thing as an opinion, and he wanted you to argue with him. He had, like, a very thick Russian accent, and he was like, I'm a Russian English teacher. He's like, how come you guys, you need me to teach you, that type of shit. So one day he goes, describe to me why 9/11 wasn't America's fault. That was the topic of discussion. And it was literally 2 weeks after 9/11. And I live in New York, and we could see the smoke from the towers, and like, it's a whole thing for us. So a lot of people got really offended by him. I was really high on that day. And maybe the next week I stopped coming to class just because I was like, I started wrestling training. I was doing all these things like I wanted to be, and I got a B plus. So,
Oh yeah.
I wish that happened.
America.
Even when I got fired, I guess I wasn't going to become a millionaire.
What?
You know, it sucks. But I tried going back to school, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, move back to New York, get my life back on track, go to school. Finally graduate, get my degrees, or whatever they were. And so I applied, assuming that I would just get accepted, because I was gone for 2.5 years. And they called me and they were like, yeah, we can't accept this. And I was like, well, why? He's like, well, you just, one, you failed, and then you didn't even tell us you weren't going to attempt to come back. They even told me, they were like, listen, we don't want your money. Like, you're not coming back here. So now I'm here on the couch.
Interesting.
This is life, man.
This is it.
So let's just break the seriousness real quick. You're on the toilet.
Okay.
Start there.
Okay.
Now we're getting juicy.
You had your 9 cheeseburgers in the Olympic Village.
Okay.
You're sitting down, firing some out. It's time to wipe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you fold? Do you crumple? Do you stand? Do you sit? Baby wipes, yes or no?
I fold.
Oh!
I sit, and I do the baby wipes if I remember to bring them.
Wait.
But at my house, I have them. On the road, I have a little travel one, but sometimes I forget to refill and I run out, and I'm like, shit.
Hold on.
So 2 out of 3 are right answers.
Wait. You fold?
No crumple?
No.
So you take the time to fold toilet paper, and then wait. I'm upset right now. I'm
To
getting
me, a
very
crumple
upset.
gets more surface area.
Yes.
You get nooks and crannies.
Yes, you crumple. It's like a little ball you have, and you just get in there. You could go back and forth. You can even twist.
Loofahs
like
aren't
this.
flat, okay? Loofahs are not flat.
Exactly.
I mean, I would run in the bathroom and bring a toilet paper roll out and show you, but no, it's I fold.
I feel like if I folded, I would wipe, and it would get stuck to my ass, and just it would rip. My fingers would get all shitty.
You do that anyway.
They do that anyway. But crumpling, like he said, it gets everything. And you get in there, and even like sometimes it gets up there.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
Where did that come
What are you, a
from?
fucking
Here you
wizard?
go. Here, do me a favor. Finger.
What?
So I'm sitting. I'm pooping.
Jersey fish
I'm
out
done.
of toilet
Oh,
paper.
okay, good.
I'm done.
Wait. This way or
No,
this way?
hell no, this way,
Good,
yeah.
okay, good. Not a cat owner.
Okay.
What?
So I come down. Break.
That's it?
Fold. Wipies.
No, this.
Okay, let me figures.
Huh?
Fingers.
Okay.
And then as I always do, because I don't care about my life. That.
See that? That's what you do? Okay, this is what I do.
You shit in an outhouse?
No, my asshole's big.
I exaggerate. This is what I do.
You trying to save trees, huh?
There we go. And then you just kind of. And then you just go to town.
Of course. I mean, you could even, like, if you had this, you could.
That's like
Behind your
10
hand.
assholes for me.
Look at this. Look at this. Imagine getting.
You're like having like one of those tape fist matches that
Yes.
like, Paxley used to have.
It's like a glove. You could just.
Where the fuck? What type of wizardry is this?
It's Hawaiian,
Yeah,
Hawaiian strong style.
Oh, no, bad. Put it down. That's weird, man. Man, and you're just an under. You just
Yeah.
kinda, like, do you like side saddle it?
No, because I've gotten to a point where I'm like, my mobility sucks.
You're a big dude. You got a big old back on you.
Yeah, like,
That is 100% how I recognize you no matter where I am. Because you were sitting at poolside today. I'm like walking, goes, where is he? I'm like, oh, he's over there. He's the guy with the giant back and the white shirt. I did not see that.
What he did?
That was exactly what I said as I'm walking up.
Timothy Thatcher recognized me at the airport Wednesday night because I did the Cobb walk, which is weird. I don't
What's a
know.
cob walk?
I don't know. Apparently I waddle.
See, I limp. Like, people recognize me from my limp. I know that. Because I have my right knee, I have like no meniscus in my right knee. So like when I walk, I kind of have like a little Mick Foley to me.
I'm constantly dry heaving. That's how people recognize.
Yeah. He almost pukes before every wrestling match.
Or just in general.
So you became a professional wrestler. I assume you immediately became top dog because, like, okay, so I know that you wrestled a little bit in Hawaii, then you moved to the States.
Yep.
I'm gonna try and fast track there because we're gonna have some juicy stories we want to get to. But,
Okay.
when I first saw you wrestle in person, because I had seen like the character on Lucha Underground, right? When I first saw you in person, I just remember looking at you and going, Jesus fucking Christ, because you threw someone, caught them, spun them, and threw them. And I've always wondered, were you just innately strong? Were you just one of those super strong dudes who could do anything, or is this something that like your kinesiology degree, remember the word, kinesiology degree got you?
Definitely wasn't that. I don't know. It was just like, when I was in Germany, they gave me the phrase "naturstark," which means naturally strong.
Okay.
Some people have a non-PC version strength.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I've been gifted with this.
Is that an Island Man thing?
Probably.
I don't want to say Island Boy, which is the one that's always used. Like, it's an Island Boy thing.
Yeah.
They don't say. Also, they say don't fuck with the coconuts. So that's the other one. Like, if you're from like Hawaii, like we've all like I don't know why. Like, this is something I've always heard. It's like don't fuck with the coconuts. Like they'll kill you.
Yeah.
And you are like when I met you, I'm like you're no. As a person,
No.
you're the biggest sweetheart and you have the best hug in the history of professional wrestling. But when I first saw you, I'm like, oh, don't fuck with the coconuts. Like that's the first thing. That's the first thing my mind went
Also,
to.
too, on a side note, I want to thank you in person. There was one Twitter thing where someone asked you who's the nicest wrestler, and you put me over. I'm like, wow.
Immediately.
Am I the
And I
nicest?
barely we only met like this year, like within the past like 9-10 months or whatever it is, or within this year. And I was like, this is the nicest man alive. Like that was my immediate response. Because I'm from New York, so I say it first. Like you've never fuck mouthed anyone. You don't shit on people to people. You're always really nice. Like I'm sure you've shit on people, but like you're always really nice, and then like no one has ever said a bad word about you.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, and in wrestling that is really not a thing.
No,
Like,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
he's my tag partner. I love him to death. We shit on each other all the time. Like
If you ever go to NorCal,
Yeah.
they might bad talk me very well.
is it because you're successful, or is it because you've thrown people over the top rope for no goddamn reason? Because sometimes you get Hercules strength.
It's probably because I guess I'm successful, but I think it's because of that, and like I pick and choose when I want to wrestle out there, and a lot of times they don't want to pay, and a lot of times they want me to put someone over who's like
Dog shit.
I don't want to say dog.
So he's
shit.
trying to be nice. He's trying to be PC. We will not be.
Okay. Not dog shit, but like realistically in a fight, I'm 260, and if you're gonna put me in a ring with a 150-pound guy,
They're gonna
and
win.
you want me to put him over, and offer me $60. Come on.
So I take way more local bookies now. I don't wrestle as much around we were wrestling all over for a little bit. And I remember I did not want to wrestle in New York. It was like I hate wrestling in New York. And I
always hate wrestling.
because I just felt like I gained more. I might not make as much money sometimes, but I gain more by being in Chicago, by being in Texas, by being in Florida. I gain more from that perspective. And I feel like that's something that's happening with you where it's like, no, I don't want to wrestle at home. I want to go to Chicago. I want to go to...
I mean, there's times where I'm like, screw it. I would love to just have a weekend at home where I'll be home in an hour and a half. But at the same time, it's like, you got bills to pay,
Yeah, no.
And some people, I mean, again, I'm not trying to badmouth them, but like, some people, like, won't book me, but then when I get this little notoriety, they're like, oh yeah, hey, you want to come work here? I'm like, oh, I see. I mean, it's just like if you weren't with me, if you weren't backing me when I was like starting my rise, like I don't want you jumping on my bandwagon when I'm at a certain level. That's just all I'm saying.
Completely understand. And you've had like such cool, like successes. So I didn't know Jeff Cobb. I never knew Jeff Cobb. But when I saw you on Lucha Underground, which is a spoiler for some people for some reason. Like I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
But
If anybody doesn't know, I am
Prince Puma.
Rey Mysterio.
I was gonna keep saying you're Prince Puma and like try and keep putting it over, and then I forgot about it when I said you're Matanza at the beginning of the interview.
I am in the works of making a public service announcement that I'm gonna make, and I don't know how to put Sarah McLachlan's song.
We'll leave it at the high spots.
Okay, perfect. Can we do that? I mean, I don't know maybe.
There's gonna be like a rights released version where it's just like a dude humming it with a harmonica or something.
I'll sing it
Okay.
if needed.
But
sorry.
let's preface this.
Okay.
I want you to look directly to Harg, this
Okay.
other kid, and then we'll do the the Sarah McLachlan thing, and then you do your present.
Okay, for the people watching, you have to picture this as there's different people. Okay, well, now you know what? No, I'll say the tagline first, and then I'll explain the visual part that I want to do.
Okay,
ready? And go. Every year, thousands of brown folks are mistaken for other luchadors. Not all brown folks are Mil Mascaras, Mil Muertes, or Rey Mysterio Jr. And that's it. But it would sound a lot cooler in my head. But yeah.
Can't stop him now.
Hell yeah.
He has to finish this.
That's a great song, by the way.
Oh, hey.
It is that. Honest to God, like what was the City of Angels with like Nicolas Cage maybe
Yeah.
that's in there, and that came on. I sobbed up a little bit. I got a little teary.
See, I can't.
Except for the puppy videos because
I can't do it. I can't watch those commercials. I don't know. The animal commercials I can't watch. The humans, yes, that's fine. But the animals, I can't do it. I have to turn them off. I'll start sobbing like a little pussy, I can't. I just can't deal with it. And I don't even think if they changed the song it would make a difference because
Is it so people confuse you for other people?
Well, this is like a running gag. Like whenever I work the Evolve shows, Mr. Larry Dallas always says, "Hey, Mil Muertes, let's go over here." I'm like, not all brown people are luchadors.
On top of that, you're not even Mexican,
Yeah.
right?
So we came up with that. Like we came up with a little shindig, and there was like, and then we also thought about doing the taglines like, every year, thousands of luchadors are mistaken for Mil Muertes. and then we would have like a different person pop up with a different mask. I wanted to use Timothy Thatcher, and one of them was like, "I am not a luchador," and then have another guy come in.
Yeah, that stoic. That was a pretty decent Thatcher.
that was a good one.
That's like okay. My girlfriend says I have really good impersonation, but I don't think I do.
It's
You do
funny.
Timothy Thatcher.
There are certain people that even I can nail a certain impersonation, but it's always if somebody I could do Biff Busick. I can, you know what I mean? I can nail a Biff Busick, but there's sometimes you do a Tim Thatcher, which people are does he sound like that? Like, no, yeah, that's exactly what. And it's more about the mannerisms and the I can't do it, so I'm not even gonna bother. But that sort of stoic,
Yeah.
I am not a luchador. That very he doesn't raise his.
Oh.
So, you just moved a leg.
Yeah, not
We have an Olympian here, and you can't even unfold your legs. Like Biff used to be like, I'm not a luchador. Like he's like hey Bill Carr, how's it going, man? What's going on? Like that's his like very like Boston slash.
Holy heck.
Who do you, brother? What's going on, brother? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's good.
Hey.
The magician over in the corner just showed me a rabbit. You like porn?
No.
What?
Oh, I just got
Wait, time the fuck out. How are you gonna just turn from that conversation?
No, because
You're in the hotels a lot.
at the last PWG show, this old guy came up to me like, I don't know who he is. He's like, hey man, you like porn? I'm like, I didn't know how to take it. I was like, see, which size do you want shirt? He's like, you like porn? He's like, yeah, POVs. He's like, yeah, that's me, man. I was like, wait, I'm confused here. He gave me this brown box.
Oh god.
And I'm like, he's like, hey man, you enjoy these, man? I'm like,
He's like, we giving blowjobs.
so I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I opened it up in front of everybody, or so people, like, if it's him, then at least people can stop him and arrest him. Or something.
Yeah.
So I opened it up, and I'm going through, I was like, oh, he gave me like 6 DVDs that I guess, apparently the story was like he came up with the concept of POVs.
So
I don't know if that's true.
He invented.
Apparently.
The camera being here looking at somebody performing.
Apparently. So,
That's my dad.
so apparently, so yeah, but the DVDs were like, they weren't like new DVDs. They were like 99 2000. I'm like, ew.
You know what I would have
They're sitting
done?
on my shelf.
You know what I would have done if I were you?
What?
Put a price tag on and sold them at PWG. They buy everything there.
That is true.
These are some videos I have because I'm sure somebody would have paid
I
me
should
for
have
this
done
video.
that.
Do you have this shirt in a 2X? No, I got a small one. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Yeah, that's
It's happened before.
Dude,
I gotta try that then.
I don't know.
I just I'm sorry, Mom.
I don't want to talk like merch money because I'm not gonna bring up how much money people make on merch, whatever. But like hands down, the best I ever did was PWG. Like hands down, exponentially, I've never sold more than I did at PWG both times I was there.
Yeah, I did pretty good there. I do good at PWG.
We did so well one time. This is a true story. On the way home, we upgraded to first class, and we sat next to Sinbad.
Like,
It was quite. You should have seen the look on his face. He was just, like Sinbad's like falling asleep in a chair, and Bill's just like, "I loved you at first, kid." It's not. And then I would look over like I'd be like, look,
I love that movie.
It's the Cherokee Kid. We had like this whole like ongoing.
It was great.
We were like, we second guessed whether or not we should be upgrading ourselves. For the record, it wasn't like it was like thousands of dollars that it cost to
It
upgrade.
was like
It
$60.
was- yeah, it cost like $300 total because no one was on the plane.
Except Sinbad.
Except Sinbad. And there was a layover in Texas, and that was the whole thing. So we had first class to Texas, and we were sitting next to Sinbad, and we were like, man, we shouldn't have done that. We should have just taken that money and invested it. Then we saw Sinbad and where he was sitting.
Behind us.
Yeah, money well spent.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
literally the whole plane ride just...
I loved you in House Guest.
Just say it was never ending. We had the headphones on, and Bill just kept
was
like
sleeping the
kept
whole
like
time.
peeking over the door, the chair, and and this is a big boy to be like, ooh.
That's
wonderful.
All right, so you sold porno at PWG. So you're watching porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a Hooters or a Butts guy? That's key. You're a fitness guy, so I already have my answer in for you. I want to point that out for you.
Oh, I don't know. Gotta be Hooters.
Hooters! I had you pegged as a butt man.
Nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I had you pegged as a butt man. Because fitness guys like legitimately always like butts. That's my routine answer to that. Like,
I don't know. Well, I mean, okay, it depends. It can't be like ungodly, gimungoid
Hooters?
Jacqueline 99 Hooters. You know, it's got to.
I disagree. Like,
Alright.
I legitimately
Agree to disagree.
I
guess.
would love to be suffocated by just giant Hooters and just die.
Or who was
Dirty
that in
boobs.
Major Guns? No.
Yeah.
What do you know?
Giant Mongoloid.
I don't like. I'm not a big fake boobs guy.
Yeah.
I am more of a natural boobs guy. But then at that rate, I don't care how big they
See,
are.
I like rock hard boobs. You know, like boobs that feel like big
Pecs.
rocks.
Yeah.
You never felt a boob before, have you? Like I like butts. Like I'm a big. Here's the thing. I kind of like. Maybe you kind of agree considering how long it took you to answer. But like sometimes it's. She's got a great butt, sometimes she's got great boobs. And I understand there's personality and other things too. I don't really think I'm just a piece of shit that's only objectifying women. But you have to honestly be
Is
like,
the piece
that.
of shit gonna be flashing underneath you in the
I hope so.
productions?
I don't think, but here's the thing, I don't think you need to do that. That's like putting Carr underneath a car. Like, people know what a car is. Like,
Car.
I'm a piece of shit, I get it.
Yeah,
But like,
you established that about 15 years ago.
yeah, but I started wrestling, really. Yeah, no, I kind of, each person has their own thing that you kind of do. I'll like a girl's like lips. Like I date girls, I'm obsessed with their lips. You know what I mean? Like,
As long as they're not like overly huge, like huge asses, I'm not a big fan of. That's just.
I mean, whatever. I'll jump on like Garfield. You know the back window things. Just go to town.
I mean, I'll do anything. anything. Ah,
You still holding that toilet paper, huh?
I'm gonna have to use it a little while. So I already have it prepared. Hopefully it's nice and quick and not drawn out like it usually is. Instead of just bloody and red.
So you go into Google, you type in your adult search history, right?
Mhm.
You're like, let me see what's going on here. When you look up different things, what's the one thing on on your porno search that you could consider a weird thing that you like looking at? I feel like you're way too PG for these questions. Like, knowing you as like, because you're so nice, I feel like you'd be like, I just want to see nice girls doing well. Like, show me successful
doing
women.
homework in college.
Oh my god, she got that job. Yay.
I just want to see a girl getting a promotion. I'll just crank one out to that.
I don't know. Weird.
Like MILF. Are you a MILF guy? Are you a...
Gilf.
What's a gilf?
Grandmas I like fucking.
The way you deliver that sentence is the weirdest thing I've ever just said.
Or a sylph.
Wait, what's a wait?
Sandwiches I like fucking.
Oh, jeez. What the fuck?
Are these true things?
No, I mean...
It
Oh.
I assume you don't know what cake farts is.
Oh, that's my favorite. Oh, I forgot about cake farts. So man.
Okay.
Oh man.
Can I Google this?
Yeah, no, you definitely
you
can.
have to,
Okay,
you
okay.
have to Google cake.
I really,
farts.
people at home don't do this, but there's a
man.
video of a girl. There's two. So cake farts is really pretty girl who apparently can fart on command.
Like really.
I feel like I talk about this every time I do these videos. You can see, the girl sits on a cake and just farts on the cake, and apparently that's a fetish some people
Well,
have.
there's cake farts. There's meatloaf farts.
Paid for
He has
this?
the whole anthology. Yes,
There was one video that I saw of her. She was farting on a key lime pie, and she shit a little bit. She shit on a key lime pie. But it was like a little chicken nugget that popped out of her
He
butthole.
was pushing too hard, and a little deer pound shot out of the key lime
Yeah,
pie.
it looked like you know those candies Whoppers?
I
I would never eat a Whoppers again.
You know,
I love
you shouldn't
those.
anyway. They're
Yeah.
gross. But I legitimately, that's one that like you're as a kid, I stumbled on somehow. I don't even know how. And I remember being like, "What am I watching?" And then I became obsessed with having to look at all of them.
Yeah, I think that was probably the same thing with me too. I was like, I came across cake farts. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, and I'm like, there's got to be more of this out there. So
Boy,
then,
was there.
then it was like, ooh. I remember there was another one called the Church of Fudge.
Okay, his search project went way too far. I stopped at cake part.
And this one was a German guy dressed as a priest and a nun who was eating his ass, and he just shit all over her mouth. Church of Fudge, you know?
See, this is like a dark turn.
So, let's rewind back to cake farts then.
But like
Farting
Chuck,
cakes.
Taylor's is BBW. He likes big, beautiful women.
Oh, okay.
He likes the big girl porn. That's his.
shit.
It's not like his preference, but it's like the every now and then you kind of go over and see what's going on in big BBW. You don't have one. I feel like you're too PG.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
No,
This is like you're going to this direction. I'm like, I'm really boring. Right?
No, but rest assured, like my porn search is boobs. Like I don't have like a super crazy fetish thing. It's always just boobs.
See, I like the. I'm boring when it comes to porn. Like I'll just, you know, when I'm done, that's it, which is usually pretty quick. But yeah. Oh, I'm good. But I like the what is it? Fake Taxi, I think. It's
I have seen those.
Yeah.
They're British, though. Aren't they British?
Yeah. I like them. You know what? I like the British accent.
Lots
See
of
the
big
taxi drivers here.
No, I would never. Big old hooters in London porn, in British porn. Almost every British girl has big old hooters on her.
Oh, I love them.
Look at the wrestling shows over there, though.
I mean, I don't get booked over there. So it's a little, rub it in, Jeff Cobb.
I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'll rub it in, Dan.
All right, cool, man. Well, he's the reason we don't get booked over there.
Oh, okay.
So
Sorry.
yeah, well, if you had to take a real job now, let's just say tomorrow morning,
Okay.
your singlet doesn't fit anymore. Daddy's got to take a real job. What's your real job? Dream real job, not like my degree's in sport. You know, I want to hear.
Oh, a dream real job? Honestly, for a while, I thought I wanted to be a teacher.
What a dumb idea.
I know. But you know, you don't do it for the money.
Wrestling too. You just don't like making money.
No, I mean, it's just like, you know, I think it's a very noble thing. Like, you know, you're underpaid, but, you know, at the end of the year, like, if you can take a couple kids off that path and put them on a good path, then yeah. Because I've had a couple good teachers.
You are good.
I feel like do you feel like at any point you could have like gone and made the wrong left turn and been like a bad kid? Is that something that happens? Because I feel like you're so nice that like maybe there's a point in your life where you were like almost not nice.
No, because I never got into the drug thing.
Must be nice.
I never got into the drinking thing really. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I knew I've always wanted to be a wrestler.
See, that's the same thing. I did the same thing, except then I looked at like Ric Flair and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they do that,
dude. Right? Like you hear like the stories of like shit they do. Like we stayed up all night. We did all these things. We're banging all these girls, and we get in a plane flight next town, make next town. I'm like,
and then wrestle for 60 minutes.
We slept for 5 hours last night because Eddie Kingston came to the door and knocked on it. By the way, fuck you, Eddie Kingston. 5 hours. I'm just kidding. Like 5 hours of slept, and we were miserable all day.
No, still am.
And we have a show in 3 hours, and I'm like, boy, I do not want to go. Like we're just so tired.
Not that I don't want to wrestle at Beyond.
I love Beyond Wrestling.
I
Beyond
do.
Wrestling is the reason that we became as successful as we did for that brief period of time. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
However, you hear midnight show, and legitimately, if I'm not first 5 in the card, I might actually just die.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it.
Which
I might just
I really
fall
hope I'm
asleep.
on the first half of the card.
Can we just tell everybody who's going to win and lose so that we don't have to go?
spoiler alerts. Well, actually, this won't even air until probably well after this is over.
I don't even know what's going on anyways.
So, just spoiler alert: Shinsuke Nakamura appears at Beyond Wrestling tonight, swerves everybody, and beats the living crap out of Deonna Purrazzo.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Gates are bloody.
Kinshasa. April Fools. It's April 1st. You don't care.
Is it really April 1st? Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, the reason I know this is because my car bill's due and I won't be home to pay it. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to pay my car.
There's a little window before they tax on $20.
Yep, and I'll be on the road until shortly after that.
Well,
Yeah.
holy heck.
I don't get home until the 10th. It's the first now.
Thank goodness I get home tomorrow.
I get on the
Rub
water,
it
so I
in.
can't wait.
No, I wanted to.
I didn't. You have like the girlfriend, you go home, you see her.
Well, she's in North Dakota.
North Dakota.
North
That's-
Dakota.
She lives there permanently?
No, she's
Is she
she
the
did a show
only-
there. She took a booking there.
Is she the
I told
only
her-
person who lives in North Dakota? Wait, she doesn't live in North Dakota.
No.
Okay.
She's a wrestler?
Yeah.
Do we want to bring up her name?
Yeah, sure.
What's her name?
Her wrestler name is Desi Dorada.
Oh, cool. And you met her wrestling?
I met her through wrestling. Like she wanted to be a wrestler when I met her, and then she started training. She doesn't want to go like. I don't think she wants to go to WWE or anything like that. She just wants to have fun. Because she's Native American,
Okay.
so she wants to empower Native American women actually. So
That's good.
So is she one of the NorCal wrestlers who hates you?
no, I hope not.
She's-
Go to bed and
You're in Florida, you're at WrestleMania weekend, she's in North Dakota. Yeah, like somebody had the better booking this weekend. You're gonna go home and you're gonna
Well,
fucking
okay,
hear
no,
about it.
I don't know because I've been so one of my like I don't know if you guys have little bucket list things on your career.
Yeah.
So mine is I want to wrestle in every state. So
That means taking a lot of garbage indie bookings.
Ooh,
Just because
yeah.
I can tell you,
that's not true.
there's a couple of states out there that have some of the worst goddamn wrestling in the world.
Okay, listen.
Burlington, Vermont is not a bustling wrestling town.
Hey,
Okay,
that's where I got my start.
that's not remotely
Well,
true.
TSW.
It's funny is I worked in Burlington, Vermont.
TSW. I swear to God, that was my first wrestling booking, and I was part of the Brazilian Hug Squad. And
What?
oh yeah. And I got beat up by Macho Libre, which was Tony DeVito dressed as Nacho Libre.
Off of that one ECW
Off of
appearance?
that one ECW appearance, that's what he did, and that was my first booking, I guess, and I got free Burger King from it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I wrestle in every state.
Yep.
And what states are you missing?
A lot of them.
I'm up to 4.
No, I have 17 that I've crossed off. So
Well, that's a good chunk.
I think 33.
I mean, you think?
And you've done
there's-
Hawaii already. which is
Yeah,
big.
and that's a hard one for a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah,
I,
especially
I'd imagine North and South Dakota would be pretty hard too.
Well, North Dakota, there's a company that runs regularly out there. South Dakota, apparently Eugene runs there.
Oh yeah.
So
Wow.
I didn't think anything.
Hear that, Eugene? Book this trio. We're calling ourselves the Olympians.
Yep.
I don't
and
know
friends. And friends.
why. The Olympian,
And friends.
Team Tremendous.
2 other guys. Fat guys.
And his handlers and athletes.
Yeah.
Is there one state that you haven't wrestled in that you're somewhat like, I don't really want to wrestle there?
Montana?
Montana.
'Cause I don't know
Oh, I
anything
forgot
about Montana.
about Montana.
I'm still there.
I would have said Alaska.
No, I would love to go out there. It's like I think the wilderness and the scenery would be really cool up there.
I think it's because secretly, and this is a theory my friend Dennis Rooney has. So if anybody, this ends up getting posted on YouTube. This is Dennis Rooney's theory.
Okay.
Dan Barry's.
I agree with it. Hawaiians and Alaskans, same people.
No,
Same people, different clothes.
no, not at all.
That was pretty
And
racist.
I watched an episode of South Park recently, where the giant, or not the giant, Gingivitis kidnapped the prime minister, the queen.
You're watching this today, weren't you?
No, I watched it like 2 days before.
Okay.
2 days before I left, and they went to Alaska, and the Alaskans were totally different. They had like Asian eyes.
Mm.
But they're brown. But they had Asian eyes.
That's like one of my favorite South Park episodes, by the way. It's so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's like then at the end, it's like, and she's pulling off his arm.
Yeah, as is tradition.
As is tradition, and
They-
nope, they're taking off the pudding. Getting off the pudding.
She gets captured by a giant cube.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's
perfect.
wonderful. It's wonderful. Like I go and South Park's great.
Is there what's your favorite wrestling company? Why do the other ones suck? Brass tacks. No, we're getting to this because I want to hear you bury somebody. I need you to say something negative about somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gee, I don't have anything negative to say.
Come on.
I have a lot of favorite companies to work for, and a lot of ones that I probably won't go back again. But
So why don't we?
Usually all the Bay Area ones.
I want to wrestle you. I just want to wrestle you. And here's why. Because I've been I've never been really ragdolled.
Okay.
Right.
I know, but so. But this is a pleasure for you then.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off of this. No, I've always wanted, because I saw you versus Puma. That's Ricochet. I want to call him Puma. Yeah, shocker. Same tattoos and body. Nobody knows who that is.
Different eyes though.
I watched you like throw him around. And I'm like, that'd be awesome. And then I'm like, I wonder what that would be like. And like, I've always like kind of looked at it like, how would that go? Because I've seen like big dudes throw people around, and it's never safe. I've never seen it. You're safe. I see you do something like that's super safe. Homeboy's the nicest, safest wrestler. Like, because I feel like you do this shit. Like,
That's the one complaint I have with people. Like when people wrestle me, they're like, "You ask me if I'm okay too much." I don't know.
no, but it's because you're a good person. Like,
I gotta start being.
Like when I wrestle people, I think about how to put them safely somewhere. Like that's a big like. Okay, I'll do this. Like, you know, our finisher, the electric chair deal thing, where I do a backflip, like, people always tense up. I'm like, look, I would never put you in a scenario where you're going to get hurt. Like, I will always hurt myself before I hurt you.
Mm.
That's my big theory. And I've wrestled some big dudes who do, like, the suplexes and the tosses. And motherfucker, they do not just toss you like a piece of shit because it's about displaying strength and not technique. So I watch you, like, and you put people down. It's like everything's safe. I'm just like that. You're such a good person. I loved it. Because I think Ricochet is also one of the people who I think is a fairly safe wrestler, and which is people watching this are probably blown away that I'm saying that right now. But like he generally like everything seems to be where it needs to be. You're not like unnecessarily hitting something or being a dick, and it's like, oh, that's wrestling. Thank you, because I've taken too many like top of my head German suplexes in my life that I never want to do that again. So that's the only reason I want to wrestle you. I want to wrestle the big guy style without being worried about tomorrow morning having to report, because I get real jobs. I have a real life I have to go to. I don't want to go to work. It's just like,
oh, you heard it there you heard it there first.
yeah. And WWE, don't fucking sign this case. Unsafe and reckless, and it'll hurt all of your talent. Is there when you started doing the standing shooting star press, did you just think fuck lightweights? Was that the first thing you did?
No, actually, when my debut match, that was my finisher. Was a standing shooting star, and I was only like 215 at the time.
What are you now?
260.
But you're solid muscle. You can say what you weigh. Like, this guy, you're solid muscle. I know you think that you're not.
Brian Cage is a solid muscle.
No. He's chiseled. There's a significant.
Oh,
difference.
okay.
He was bigger, and they just shaved off body parts to make him look like that. You're just you're a brick shit house. Like,
sure, let's do that.
yeah. So you can weigh more.
Okay.
Like I'm at my 205, I look like a dumpy piece of shit 205.
Okay.
So you say 260, everyone's like, yeah, it's a brick shit house. I'm just the shit. I'm not even brick. I'm not a house. I'm just shit. I'm just shit. I have really high self-esteem.
Okay.
This is more me venting about my self-esteem. So your big brick shit house I saw you do shooting star. I know it's your finisher. I'm just wondering what's enough for you. When are you gonna stop?
Well, because I used to do it from the top. That was my finisher before.
Fucking shut up.
And then I gave up because as I got heavier, I was like, you know what? There's gonna be a time where my knees are gonna give up. So I said, let's do
You're just waiting to bust it out. You have one more shooter in you.
I have no more shooters.
Full fucking shit.
Okay, if you've seen the
Call it out tonight.
Hell no. There's so many.
Midnight show after wrestling all weekend. I want to see you bust your finger out.
Alright, Brock Lesnar.
That's a big senton from Jeff Cobb. It was just
I can see the things.
here comes that shooting star press.
And Paul Keith Lee's dead.
Keith Lee, all of the wind is left Keith Lee's body.
And Jeff Cobb bailed out halfway through, as is tradition.
What's your strongest lift? What's your biggest? What's the one that like if somebody goes, what do you lift? And like you're the proudest to say this number. What's your best lift? I don't even know the number necessarily if you want to say.
Oh,
you're a lifter. Who's gonna tell us anyway?
I would say a squat.
Yeah.
A hand clean.
Hand clean.
Yeah.
What is the number? What's your squat?
I've done 500 raw. Like I was wearing like shorts like this, but they were purple.
As you should.
And a t-shirt.
As is tradition.
As is tradition. Yes. So no knee wraps, no belt, no compression, anything. Just shorts and a t-shirt. It's on my YouTube page.
You're a power lifter.
Mm-hmm.
What does that? How does it make you feel?
That's that's a hell of a weight. My squat is my worst by far. It's too far to the ground for me. I can't.
He said it's just bending over. He just lays down. Drops the bar, and once he has it, and just sits down.
Take it off the rack, stand there for a sec, I'm good to go.
I remember because like I've never been a gym person. I'm not that type of. I've never. Every time any sport I ever played was always about running, and I felt like I was really good at that. And I was a goalie in soccer, so that disappeared. Amateur wrestling, I stayed in my weight class, and when they asked me to drop, I basically quit wrestling. I walked in, I started lifting, I started getting into things. I was like, this is awesome. I deadlifted 405 for 3. That was my biggest I've ever done. I was like, my life is complete. I'm so happy, right? Going to fucking lifting with him. He warmed up with 405. That was his first lift. And I went, you motherfucker. Like, I was so upset with myself.
And self-esteem is down.
Yeah, I just watched. I was like, yeah. Like I was like, that took everything out of me. I almost passed out. You know, like it's so heavy, you almost passed. 405, I almost passed out. He just goes, just like picks it up. Does it? What's your record? Didn't you do like a powerlifting thing?
62 reps in 5 minutes.
Of 405.
Good grief.
It's like I'm like I could do that.
That's the one where I'm like, I'll be on the treadmill.
I'm gonna run away from him on the treadmill.
Or stationary bike. I guess. Whatever.
But what's your biggest deadlift?
645, I think.
He probably does it better though. Not like I don't know how much you left. What's your? I'm not. This is.
I've never I've never tried to go super heavy because, like, I'm always afraid of getting like a hemorrhoid or another hernia. I've had a hernia before.
I've had one of those too.
And I had surgery for that. It was horrible.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Did you have the laparoscopic or Canadian cut? Which is why I don't know why they call it Canadian
What's a
cut.
Canadian cut?
That's when they actually have to put the incision and do it all that way.
Oh yeah.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the little sweet scar
Yeah.
next to the little wiener.
It looks like a JJ.
That was a weird one. I remember when I had that, and I was like,
Do they not do that anymore?
they you do laparoscopic.
Oh.
So if it's not real bad, they'll put like the 3 incisions, and they'll go and they'll put it in that way. So they'll
Oh.
put it through one of the holes, and they'll go. But when you have a real bad hernia, which I assume what you had and what I had, because my like it kind of like it was popping out, like it was like that much of my intestine was coming out. So I had like a fairly large tear. And they had to go through, and I had to have like a serious whatever. I remember my scar is literally like that big, like right next to the old hog.
Yeah. Yes. Mine's like what?
Ask me if you guys want to see it. I also have vitiligo if you guys are
Yes,
interested.
I've seen this before. It's 2 different colors.
That's probably the thing that's going to be most noted on this. After all the information, he's an Olympian. Dave Barry's vitiligo.
Man,
You got 2 colors, man.
it's like a Dalmatian. I wonder what his dick looks like.
How come he's two-toned?
So was Dick this morning. He ran after me naked. And then it was vice versa.
Who's the most uncomfortable person you saw like, naked at a wrestling show? Like, where was the first time you were?
Probably. I mean, not many guys like just go full blown like naked. Really.
What year did you start pro wrestling?
2009.
Okay, that's why. I feel like.
Well, Lester Legend, Reno Scum, they debuted on TNA.
Yeah.
He usually gets naked a lot in the back.
Was it startling the first time you saw it?
I didn't know what was going on. I just kind of turned around. I was like, oh, hey, look, freaking twigs and berries.
I was King Kong Bundy.
No, okay, you win. You win.
Startling. Because 1, it's King Kong fucking Bundy, and 2, it was one of those things where like he's in mid conversation and just went. I was like, I am literally looking at a wrestling legend, and his old, you know, I'm not gonna say anything about his penis because I don't want people thinking either way around him. But I remember I just went, what? And I just walked away. it was like a very scary. Like, I've seen like pro wrestling legends doing cocaine off of girls' butts. Like I've seen that at wrestling shows. Bundy nude was the one that I was like, I can't. I have to leave. I left the room. I got changed like outside. I wouldn't get in the locker room because I didn't want to see King Bunny naked.
Well, you did go back in 2 hours later. He was still naked.
Yeah. Well, you even I don't know. Like maybe it's just the older guys who like in our area, but they had the propensity just to like kind of just stay naked for a while.
Yeah.
And when I was first starting out, like I didn't understand that. But now having been a wrestler for as long as I've been a wrestler, I keep the towel on. Like I'm not showing off wiener to nobody. But I don't. There's times I don't want to put those pants back on. I just want to sit there with my towel and just like wait.
Okay.
Okay, you don't agree with me.
I put on shorts.
Yeah, you have like.
So technically it's not naked. It's super short.
Yeah, I feel like if somebody watching this right now, if they just go to like the thumbnail, it'll look like you're just wearing a long shirt and a fanny pack.
That's how we do it, boy.
This is my shirt dress. Aloha, gangster.
Hello, ladies.
Oh my goodness. We're being told to wrap up, but I just want to see you get naked, if you wouldn't mind.
He's naked. I've been staring at the naked Jeff Cobb for the last
That's
hour
the
and a half.
nicest tattoo of Aloha gangster on your body I've ever seen.
Thank you.
What's your if you were to look back?
Mhm.
So you Lucha Underground being, I feel like we totally glazed over what is one of the most interesting television shows in professional wrestling.
Definitely did.
Hey, you know what? Maybe that could be a part 2.
Oh.
Or I can bring it up now. So we're gonna. I was about to go. Want to know if I'm saving you guys money? You goddamn right I am. I know where my bread is buttered.
It's a 2-parter.
It's a 2-parter.
And then the second one's only like 10 minutes. And
When you got the call for Lucha Underground, did you think it was going to be what it is today? Did you get blown away?
well, I was super ecstatic because I had just gotten the maybe from WWE. Like, we don't need it. We don't have anything for you now, but we can offer you this tough enough thing. I was like, yeah. I mean, look how great that turned out, right?
Yeah.
But then they Lucha Underground. Well, they called me prior to my tryout, and it was Krista Joseph called me, and he offered me to be in the company, and I told him I would love to, but I have this thing coming up, and he's like, listen, I work for them. Everyone should have an opportunity to work for them. Do that. If it falls through, call me back. And it fell through. And I thought, well, that's just a polite way of him saying, don't call us, we'll call you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I called him back, and he actually answered. And he said, yeah, still on the table if you want it. And it's wonderful. So I didn't know how popular it was going to get or how much buzz it was going to get. So I just thought it was another, like an upstart company coming along.
There was a lot of people who, I remember when it was coming up, there was like, everyone was like, it's Wrestling Society X, which like, as much as people kind of look back and shit on Wrestling Society X, like, at the time, like, wrestlers were like, this is awesome. Like, we were like, super, and then you see like the kind of like crappy explosion graphics, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it was like, from what I was told, like, people who actually wrestled there, like, it was a blast filming and everything. It was just the way everything was edited and put on television was just ugh.
Yeah.
You know?
And I remember like there was a concern that Lucha would have this sort of same thing to it. But then I heard an interview with Robert Rodriguez where he was basically saying like, I'm not interested in making money, I'm interested in making good content. And I was like, that's the goddamn coolest fucking thing anyone's ever said.
And I think that's what, like, I love it because I am a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez anyway. I'm a huge fan of horror and like grindhouse movies, and it's the perfect wrestling television show because that's what it is. It's a television show.
Yeah, and that's what I think was the difference is because you are presenting it as wrestling, but you're also presenting it as what is the spirit of the combat exists for a specific reason.
Yeah, it's a TV show with wrestling.
Yeah. And I think that that's one of the cool elements about it is that he went and, or Lucha Underground went and we're like, we're going to do it this way because this is it. And I thought that like you were portrayed as one of the most coolest characters. And I liked it. As just one of those things like as a wrestler who like likes the story elements of pro wrestling and I like the character development of pro wrestling, I was like, this is fucking awesome.
Like being able
You're a
to
goddamn
like,
murderer. I love it.
like exactly. Actually killing off characters on a wrestling show, I think is phenomenal. I think it's great. You know, legitimately killing them off.
What has your experience been?
It's been wonderful. I've had so much fun, man. I mean, it gave me a good platform to, I guess, showcase my abilities and I guess get my name out there more. So
I like the idea of Mr. Athletic Jeff Cobb too. I like the maybe because I don't know if anybody else does, but like I hyper analyze pro wrestling because I feel like I have to. Like I look at it from the I'm never gonna be this type of guy, so I'm gonna be the guy that knows everything that he possibly can. And I always thought one of the coolest things about even your arsenal of maneuvers isn't that you're doing these moves, it's that they're based around the premise of displays of strength and ability. So the suplex, the fucking tour of the islands, like everything seems to be some level of like, I don't have to do this, I'm doing this because I can show you I can. And I don't know if that's a conscious thing or if that's me being like super nerd Dan Barry about pro wrestling. I've always assessed your wrestling as very like, it's borderline like, not like as Jeff Cobb the individual is doing like I'm gonna show up. It's the wrestler being like fuck you, like you know what I mean.
I just thought I just need a cool twist on a German suplex, and I was like, I can do that.
But exactly, but it's something that you don't even think about. And to this day, like if you watch it, it's like it's really just eat shit. Like it's nothing. Not it's nothing special because it's something special, but it's not like it's adding any level of like power or anything to the maneuver. It's just a display of strength. This is cool. Look what I can do with this person that brought like a Keith Lee. Like here's what I can do with Keith Lee, and you throw him. Or the Tour of the Islands where it's like stop. Hammer time and you go back. Like to me, it's one of
Change my name. Change that fucking face.
I mean, if you ever can't say Tour of the Islands, or if you ever get signed and get to go with a new name, Stop Hammer Time is the new name of that goddamn.
And then I'll get sued by fucking.
Stop Cobb Time.
There you go.
There you go. That's a good one. Yeah, good job.
I'll take that check. But I just like the idea of you be like, freeze frame and just go back. I don't know. Am I overthinking it? I feel like I am.
I never think of it that way, but I mean, it's good. It's a good insight to it.
It's me being a nerd. You can just say it's me being a nerd.
No,
You're a nerd.
it's flashing underneath you.
Shitty nerd. Normally we don't end this with a plug, but is there anything you want to say?
My two favorite hashtags: buy my merch and book that brown guy.
Yeah. But then you might get Mil Muertes against Keith Lee and
Then
the
I'll,
others.
then I'll just play my public service announcement with Rara McLaughlin.
Yeah, it can't be sound.
Yeah,
Far away.
Dan McLaughlin.
Yeah. It's just me. It's just Bill making crying elderly man noises. That you hear that at a home at like 2 in the morning when the TV's not the channel he wants to watch. Alright, so this has been whatever we decide to name this show. Is there a name for the show
I
yet?
thought it was Ice Road Truckers.
Ice Road Truckers. This has been the latest episode of Ice Road Truckers. Thanks for watching, and if you hated it for any reason,
Fuck off!
Take this DVD to Chuck Taylor and he'll give you a refund. Because I fucking won't.
Well, he can bring it to Trent.
Yeah, bring it to Trent too, but he won't know what's going on. So, alright. I guess we gotta go make our show.
All right.